We'll start with questions of Markus and Matt, if anybody has any. Second row.
This one's for Markus. Zach Wolf from the Daily Orange. Markus, what did North Carolina do that just kind of made it tough on you? I know they put kind of a lot of length in terms of defending you, but what did they do that made it tough for you today?
I mean, it's honestly just been a tough week for me. Honestly, I feel like both Pitt and North Carolina they did a really good job of guarding me and keeping me out of the paint and just denying me. So credit to them, but it is what it is. To just move on and become better.
Just proud of our guys. You know, we've battled adversity all year as a group, and really just stayed with it, kept fighting, and you know, we just finally just ran out of gas, I guess. But it's not anything for lack of effort. And these two guys here, like what they've done to battle through injury, battle back from injury, keep playing while we've been shorthanded. Yeah, it's been a pleasure to be around them.
Coach David Glenn from the North Carolina Sports Network. Carolina tied for fourth place in the ACC standings. In this league, we're not used to seeing a fourth-place team described as a bubble team. Can you just describe the challenge of facing the Tar Heels and how you view them in that broader sense?
Yeah, I just think they were, you know, a pretty desperate team, right, coming down the stretch. But a pretty, you know, an old team. You know, R.J. Davis has been here for a really long time and done things. Jalen Withers played in this league for a few years now. You know, now Cadeau and those other guys with their years, I just, you know, they know this has to be their moment, right? So I think they're pretty desperate coming in, but they've been playing well down the stretch as well. So, yeah, I mean, I thought they played really well tonight.
Questions for Markus and Matt? Okay, guys, you head back to the locker room. Any other questions for Coach?
Coach, for most of your time in college basketball, on a day like this, we'd be able to look at your underclassmen and your signees and be incredibly optimistic about next season. It may be hard after your season ended to answer this, but can you still feel that way in today's environment with the unpredictability of the portal and so many other things?
Yeah. You know, I feel like, you know, I think for us, we have to be a little bit different than everybody else in college basketball and how we go about things. You know, the university that we represent says a lot about these guys when they finish, right? So, you know, you get a chance to put this Notre Dame jersey on. You go through, you know, the grind academically of what they go through, and when you finish, like, it means something, right? Like, at the end of the day, when you look at the diploma on the wall and you see Notre Dame, it's like, man, I've put a lot of time into this, and this is special. We want guys that feel that way. So we're going to recruit to that. You know, nothing's ever guaranteed right now, right? In this world when people are free to leave whenever they want to. But for us, we have to recruit kids that want to be great basketball players. And we got to recruit kids that Notre Dame degree means something to them. And, you know, I think we have a great group of that. You know, I'm excited about our guys. I'm excited about the young guys that we had and how they've played. You know, you don't get to March and start building relationships with players. It's a year-long process, and you know, they're not just guys on our team, right? Like, these guys are like literally, this is our family, and you know it. But they have choices, but it's going to be a hard choice because of how we treat them on a daily basis, because of the degree that we have, and because of how much better they can get as basketball players. So the ones that stay, good things are ahead for them.
Back of the room.
Coach Brian Murphy with WRAL in Raleigh. The ACC spent a lot of time in the offseason talking about what it would take to get more teams in the NCAA tournament, and it looks like you might actually get fewer in the NCAA tournament. Is there something that the league can do from your perspective, or each individual team can do to kind of change that moving forward? I know it's a big deal to the conference.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's I can't speak for, like, the whole league and what we need to do, but individually, we all have to do our own part, right? Like, we got to win games in the non-conference. We can't get waxed by the SEC and the league thing, right? Like, we got to win games in that, and like, we didn't do our part. Now, granted, our best player was hurt when we had opportunities, right? Like Rutgers, Houston, Creighton, Georgia. We played them all back to back to back to back without Markus Burton, right? But, like, if you get one of those, you get a couple of those, that boosts your profile as a league. Now we all got to go do it. We all got to go do it. Like, scheduling is important, beating people is important. And now when you get out of the non-conference, now winning against each other means a lot. So, you know, I can only speak for Notre Dame. We got to get better. We got to get better, and we are going to get better. But we got to win games. You got to win games in the non-conference to boost your league up. And, you know, we stubbed our toe in that. We didn't do that as a league.
Anyone else?
Zach Wolf with the Daily Orange. You talk about getting better. Like, what are some of the things you're looking to improve, I guess, in the off season within the program that you want to see next season?
Yeah, I didn't feel like I did a very good job defensively with this group. Like, we were a really tough, gritty, nasty defensive team last year. And, you know, we spent a lot of the offseason trying to be better offensively. And at times we lost that grittiness. We lost that toughness that we needed. So, like, our numbers defensively weren't very good. Our offensive numbers were pretty good for a while, you know, until we started losing people. Still, like, when all of our shooting, like, is sitting on the sideline in sweatsuits, our offensive numbers dropped. But we were a top 50 to top 40 offensive team for a really long time, but we didn't have that same grittiness that we had last year defensively. So I think, you know, we need to build that back up with who we are. We need to keep getting better. We need to stay at that pace offensively. We need to become a better passing team. We need to add more shooting, right? Our decision-making's got to go up. This was probably one of the, you know, fewest assist teams I've ever been around, right? And a lot of that was the shot making. So, yeah, we got to get back in the gym. We got to work.
Coach, when folks see that ugly record against the SEC head-to-head, and then they see there's 10 guys starting in the SEC right now that came from the ACC, and there just are not hardly any examples of the reverse, former SEC players starring for the ACC. And that leads to the theory that it's all about the money. What is your reaction to that?
I don't know. Like, you just said that about the people, you know, playing in the SEC that came from here. Like, I'm worried about my own team. I'm worried about the guys in that Notre Dame uniform, right? Who are we going to have to help us get better? Maybe who can we add to help us get better? Our recruiting class is coming to help us get better. And I can't focus on anybody else in the league, man. I got 3 other kids at home I got to worry about too, like what they're doing. You know, if I get us right, we're gonna help the league, right? Like there's one more team that's helping the league, that's giving you opportunities. That's what we need to do. Like individually as a group, we got to raise our level, right? One by one, right? Like Louisville did it, right? And they helped raise the league because they got better in their own way. I felt like we had a group that could help the league until we got hurt, right, in the non-conference. Like we went and beat Georgetown early on the road and like boosted our stuff, but losing Markus in Vegas when we had a chance to make some noise really hurt our profile, right? So now we're not adding that value. Right now we're down in the hundreds in net instead of, being a quad one opportunity for somebody. And, I think when Carolina beat us, we were probably a quad one, I'm guessing, on the road when they came and beat us. But we're not now. We're not anymore, right? So, taking care of our business. So, like I said, we gotta all do it in the non-conference. But, I can't speak on the players. I don't know. I'm going to get Notre Dame right.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.